From our single table query section, we learned that doing select star from employee does two things. Number 1, select star shows all fields. From employee chooses the table. Since there's no where condition, the from gets to show all the records from the table. If we add a where clause after the from clause, we can limit the number of records we see. In this case, saying where location ID equals 1 limits half the records. We only get 6 of the 12 records in our result set. If our equal sign is looking for a very precise match, it's possible that your where clause will have a condition so specific that you only get one record in your result set. In this lab, we're going to explore the use of more criteria possibilities that come after your where clause. We're going to explore more operators than just the precise equal sign in finding matches you're looking for. So if you like ranges, there's another type of range query we can do. This one will be querying the grant table. Notice that grants come in different amounts from 4,700 to 41,000. If I'm looking for grants that are greater than 20,000, I can do this. Where amount greater than 20,000. Run it, and you notice that you get only the grants that are more than 20,000. What if you were looking for grants that were between 20 and 25,000? We can type and amount less than 25,000. Let's look for an expected result before we do this. It seems we have 4 grants between 20 and 25,000, but only 3 showed up. With 25,000, I've used the less than. If I want to change this so it's inclusive, we can put an equal sign here and an equal sign here, run it, and now you get all of the grants between 20 and 25,000. There's an easier way to do this. If you say amount and the word between 20 and 25,000 and run it, you get the same range. Using the between with the and is inclusive. What do I mean by inclusive? If you ask somebody to pick a number between 1 and 10 and they answered 1, would that be correct? Yes, 1 is considered to be between 1 and 10. In other words, 25,000 is considered between 20 and 25,000. Okay, one last easy one, but it's necessary because almost all your queries are going to do this. It's called a field selection list. Now, how many fields are in the employee table? It looks like we have 7 fields. Employee ID, last name, first name, hire date, location ID, manager ID, and status. Now, the reason I got all 7 fields is the star allowed me to get all 7 fields without typing them in. Now, let's say I don't want all 7 fields. Maybe exposing employee ID is considered personal. Maybe for this report, we just want first name and last name. Well, instead of star, I'm going to say first name, comma, last name. And run this. And we get all the records, but we get those 2 fields. I could be a little more specific since the first name field is from the employee table, and so as the last name field, I can qualify it by saying employee.firstname and employee.lastname. And run this. This didn't seem to gain me anything, and it took more typing, but there are some times where you're going to want to qualify your fields, and I'll cover that later in the book. Now, what if you wanted to type in all fields, but you didn't want to use a star? You wanted to list every single field itemized. You can go emp ID, comma, last name, comma, first name. Well, that's a lot of typing. So I've got kind of a shortcut trick for you that you might like. I'm going to expand databases, expand JProCo, expand tables, and the employee table is right here. And we can see all of the columns, and yes, I could drag them one at a time and eventually get all 7 of them there. But there's this handy feature where you take the columns folder and drag it right up to the right of the select list, and it just fills in all of the fields for you. Run that, and you have an explicit field select list giving you all of the fields from the table. Now I want everything but employee ID. Well, select star won't do that, but this query will. I get 6 of my 7 fields. Lab 2.2, Skill Check 1. Write a query to show all records from the current products table of the JProCode database with a retail price of more than $1,100. When you're done, your results should resemble the figure you see here. Skill Check 2. Write a query from the grant table of the JProCode database with the following specifications. Show all fields. Show the 4 records that have an amount between $7,500 and $20,000. When you're done, your results should resemble the figure you see here. Skill Check 3. Write a query from the employee table of the JProCode database with the following specifications. Show just the first name, last name, and hire date fields. Show the 3 employee records having a first name of David or James. When you're done, your results should resemble the figure you see here. Skill Check 4. Write a query from the employee table of the JProCode database with the following specifications. Show all fields. Show the 2 employee records with a status that is equal to has tenure. When you're done, your results should resemble the figure you see here.